back to my series about different investment products that you can invest in. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the boring ones, bonds. Bonds don't really get people excited, but they are very important to your portfolio. Today I'm going to be talking about why. So a bond, also known as fixed income, is an instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower. Typically, there are corporate or governmental bonds, but there are also other types of bonds out there. Like I said, bonds are not the most fun, but they're an important part of your portfolio. I like to call them the anchor to your portfolio. So if you've got a boat and you want to kind of make sure you don't veer off from the point that you want to be at, you drop the anchor there. Your boat can still move left and right, but it's not going to go completely away from the spot that you want to be at. You're not going to go bankrupt by buying bonds in your portfolio, but they also aren't going to hit home runs for you. So the easiest way I can explain a bond is kind of like a mortgage. When you're getting a mortgage for your house, essentially the bank is buying a bond from you, the borrower. So the borrower is asking for money, and in return for that money, the borrower is going to pay the person that loaned the money interest, right? And then eventually the full principal will be paid back on the mortgage. That's the concept with bonds. Let's take a corporate bond, Coca-Cola for example. Let's say they're selling $1,000 bonds to investors, 2% coupon. All right, so you, the borrower, can give Coca-Cola $1,000 in that scenario. Depending on the term, you'll eventually get that $1,000 back, and if it's a 2% coupon, you will eventually get 2% per year of that $1,000 that you gave them, depending on how long the bond was. As far as what kind of place they hold in your portfolio, I believe the younger you are, the less you should have in bonds in your account. I believe the older you are and the sooner you are counting on the money that you have in your portfolio, I think that's when you need to have a lot of money in bonds so that you know that it's there. Bonds are not guaranteed like CDs or annuities, but they are relatively safe. They're probably the next step up in risk from an annuity. How to buy bonds? There are individual bonds out there, just like you can buy individual CDs or other investment products. There are also bond ETFs and mutual funds. For a lot of people, they don't know the ins and outs of individual bonds, so they lean on professional bond managers like ETFs or mutual funds and incorporate that into their portfolio. By doing that, you also reduce the risk of liquidity, right? So when you're typically buying a CD or an individual bond, you're tying it up for a certain period of time. Buying that within a mutual fund or an ETF, you can get out at any time. Let me know if you guys have any questions about bonds. I think they're an important piece of your portfolio. Depending on how old you are, they could be very important to your financial success in retirement.